Hey everyone, in today's episode of AS InfoShare, we will be discussing one of the most frustrating symptoms of our condition, fatigue. Stick around.
Like a shooting star, send me on my way. I wanna hear you say, this is a better day.
The information provided in this podcast should not be considered medical advice. We encourage all listeners to consult their healthcare professionals for medical concerns. Thank you. Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of AS InfoShare. Fatigue isn't just feeling tired, it's a deep, draining exhaustion that affects your body, your mind, and even your mood. Up to 75% of people with AS deal with chronic fatigue, and it can make daily life incredibly challenging. In this episode, we'll talk about why fatigue happens with AS, how inflammation and pain mess with your energy levels, and ways to fight back. We'll cover exercise, nutrition, sleep hygiene, and the role of caffeine and medication. We'll also share some sleep aid products that we personally recommend, which you can find on our website, AS InfoShare, through our Amazon affiliate program. Before we get started, please take a moment to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're listening on platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Amazon Music, be sure to follow us on those platforms as well. You can also connect with us on social media, including Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and Reddit. And please visit our website, asinfoshare.com, for more content and updates. If you enjoy the show and want to support us, consider contributing through Buy Me a Coffee. You can find a link within the description or comments, as well as on our website. Now, let's get into today's episode. Fatigue and axial spondyloarthritis, or ankylosing spondylitis, isn't caused by laziness or lack of sleep alone. It's a biological response to chronic inflammation. When your immune system is always active, it releases chemicals called cytokines that cause pain, but they also affect your brain. These chemicals can interfere with how your body produces energy and disrupt standard sleep patterns, leaving you feel drained even after getting sufficient rest. This kind of tiredness is called inflammatory fatigue, and unlike regular tiredness, it doesn't always improve with sleep. It's your body's way of reacting to an overactive immune system. Pain is another major factor. With AS, joint pain, stiffness, and inflammation, especially in the spine and hips, can make it difficult to fall asleep or stay asleep. Even if you do sleep, pain can prevent you from reaching deep, restorative sleep stages. Over time, this lack of deep sleep increases pain sensitivity and inflammation, creating a cycle of poor rest and worsening fatigue. On top of that, you have anxiety and depression, which are more common in people with chronic pain, including AS, and they can both increase fatigue. Anxiety keeps the nervous system overactive, making it harder to fall asleep or stay relaxed. Depression can make you feel drained, mentally foggy, and unmotivated, even if you get a full night's rest. Addressing mental health through therapy, mindfulness, or medical treatment can have a direct positive effect on fatigue and overall energy. If you feel like anxiety and depression are adding to your fatigue, you should seek mental health support. Then there's exercise. It might sound counterintuitive, but exercise can reduce fatigue. Gentle movement increases blood flow, reduces stiffness, and helps the body manage inflammation better. It also improves mood by boosting endorphins, your body's natural pain reliever. Low-impact activities such as walking, swimming, yoga, or simple stretching routines can make a big difference. The key is consistency, not intensity. Even 10 to 15 minutes a day can help break the fatigue cycle. Food is fuel, and eating the right foods can help reduce fatigue. An anti-inflammatory diet supports your immune system and energy levels. So we should eat more oily fish like salmon or sardines, which are rich in omega-3s. Colorful fruits like berries, oranges, and cherries. Leafy greens like spinach and kale. Nuts, seeds, and olive oil for healthy fats. And also whole grains like oats and brown rice. This is where I'm a little bit careful myself, as I tend to avoid starches. This is something that's always in debate. I notice that when I eat certain starches, I feel a little bit more bogged down, so I try to avoid them. I feel like starches have an effect on my AS overall. Other people may feel different. Some people have gluten sensitivities. You always have to see what's right with you, how you feel after you eat something. If you feel like when you eat certain foods that it triggers a flare or that it triggers your AS, then you should obviously avoid it. You could always talk to your doctor or a nutritionist. I tend to listen to my own body, and when I eat certain starches, I feel it. Things that we should avoid are sugary snacks and drinks, processed or fried foods, and excess red meat, and I avoid alcohol. Going back to the red meat, I know there's a lot of people out there who promote the carnivore diet. Again, it's fine if you feel like that helps, then you do what you have to do, but I would always still discuss with my rheumatologist or my doctor just to make sure that you're getting all the nutrition that you need. In addition, it's also best to avoid heavy or spicy meals right before bed, as they can disrupt digestion and sleep. This is something I've noticed a lot in myself. Again, if I tend to eat something close to bedtime, maybe I'll fall asleep, and then in a couple hours I wake up. Something is obviously going on in my digestive system. It's triggering and it's waking me up. Maybe the sugars are kicking in from it, whatever the case may be. So I tend to avoid eating late at night now. At least I try to. Again, best to try to not eat too close to bedtime. So now let's talk about sleep hygiene. Sleep hygiene is all about creating the right habits and environment for quality sleep. So here are a few tips that might help. Go to bed and try to wake up at the same time every day. This creates a pattern that your body will get used to. Keep your bedroom dark, cool, and quiet. Avoid screens like phones and TV at least an hour before bed. This is another thing I myself have a problem with, as I tend to use screen time as a way to relax and wind down before bed. Maybe I should try reading a book or something instead. I do like to wind down, but maybe the phones and the TV are not the best thing to do before bed. Limit caffeine after 2 p.m. That's another suggestion. Coffee can give a temporary energy boost, but too much caffeine, especially in the afternoon or evening, can make it harder to sleep. It can also increase anxiety in some people, which only worsens fatigue the next day. If you rely on coffee to get through the day, it may be a sign that your sleep quality needs attention. Try to limit caffeine to the morning and aim for no more than 1 to 2 cups per day. Now, for me, recently I have switched to mushroom coffee, which is supposed to help with inflammation and digestion. It does have a little bit of caffeine to it. It gives you a nice pickup in the morning. I find it okay. I don't mind the taste of it. It works for me. I think it's okay. I like it. I've been using it. Again, everyone's different. Everyone's taste buds are different. In addition, some AS medications improve fatigue by reducing inflammation. These are your biologics, your NSAIDs. There are other medications that are out there that help. One is like melatonin. I was not a fan. Some people like it, but I felt like it was giving me like really weird dreams and making me feel weird, so I stopped taking it. But again, everybody's different. Any of those I would still discuss with your doctor, discuss with your rheumatologist, and see what they say. You have to be careful mixing these, especially if you're on other types of medications. You just want to be careful with them, even the ones that are over the counter. So now I'm going to give a few recommended sleep tools that I've used that I found to be very helpful. We have these listed on our site, asinfoshare.com. We have some recommended products on there, and these are just things that I've used that I found to be very helpful. And the ones I'm going to recommend now are specifically for sleep. And one of those is a weighted blanket. I found this to be really good. We got it from my son originally, and he wasn't using it, and I kind of just tried it one day, and I was like, wow, this is great. I like it. Now you could buy these in different weights. There are heavier ones, there are lighter ones. The one I have is good, but I'm actually thinking about taking it up a notch. You may not want to go too high if you're a small person. It might be a little too heavy for you. I don't know. But I kind of like it. So what it's supposed to do is apply a gentle pressure that has a calming and soothing sensation on your nervous system. It promotes relaxation by boosting serotonin and melatonin, which again, I think it's better to do it naturally than to do it through pills, but that's just me. And it reduces nighttime restlessness and anxiety. And I feel it. I definitely think it was definitely helpful for my own sleep hygiene. Another thing that I never thought I would use, and again, I found it incredible, was a sleep mask. You watch certain TV shows and the sitcoms, you always see that nerdy guy with the sleep mask on or something, and you kind of laugh, but it helps. It helps a lot. And, I had one originally, and then I bought an even bigger one. It was bigger and heavier, a little bit more weighted, and it really helped keep the light out. It blocks the light out to promote deeper sleep. It was soothing. I felt it was very helpful. I swear by it now, and I sleep with it all the time now. I find it very useful, and it definitely made a difference for me, so I recommend it. Another thing I recommend is a white noise machine. I find it very helpful. It has different types of sounds to it. There's one that I have on the website. It has different types of sounds, and I feel it helps. It drowns out all the other noise, all the street noise. So by having this steady noise, it drowns it all out, and it really works for me. So I recommend it. Another thing I recommend, which you wouldn't really associate with a sleep aid, is a Fitbit. Most people think of the Fitbit as a way to measure your calories, your heart rate, and your steps. That's like the number one thing it was kind of used for everybody. I got to get my steps in. It's very useful for that. But it also has a sleep stage tracker. Some of the models have it, and the one I'm recommending is the cheapest one. It's a Fitbit Charge 3. For me, that's all I really need. Just something to, one, measure my steps, but two, to measure my sleep stages. And I think it's great. And you can kind of see like what kind of quality sleep you're getting. It's not going to be as good as ones that you might do a sleep test with professionally, but it's still good enough to kind of gauge, did you get a good night's sleep? How many hours you kind of slept? And did you hit those sleep stages? Did you get a deep sleep or a REM sleep? And I find it helpful. Another sleep aid that I got that I never thought I would use is a full body pillow. My wife had got it, but she didn't like it. And then I used it, and I found it very helpful. It was a good way to keep the spine and hips and knees aligned. It eased the pressure off my lower back. I found the full body pillow to be very useful. That's pretty much it. The only other things that I would recommend is I also have blackout shades to keep out the light. That, along with my eye mask, are very helpful. One of the things that I spent a lot of money on was a good quality mattress. And the one I have, I really like. It's getting a little older now. It might be time for a new one, but a good mattress is really important and was very helpful on my back. I like a nice hard mattress, and the mattress that I have has the memory foam in it, and it is fantastic, and it's very comfortable, and I've definitely seen improvement in lessening back pain and getting a good night's sleep. So to wrap this all up, fatigue is one of the toughest symptoms of AS outside of the pain, of course. It's a really tough symptom, but there are steps that we can take to manage it. Reducing inflammation, improving our sleep hygiene, eating the right foods, moving our body, and using the right sleep tools can make all the difference in the world. Remember, managing fatigue takes time, but small, consistent changes can lead to real improvement. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave us a comment, and visit our website to see the products we discussed today. Take care of yourself, rest when you need to, and keep moving forward. Thank you.
Like a shooting star.